thumbprints. It's like, but this video I want to be about the hardship that comes with trucking. Reason why I say the hardship that comes with trucking, let me turn my truck off so y'all can hear me. Reason why I say that is because I've been getting a lot of emails and stuff, and I've been getting these kind of emails, you know, pretty much since I started YouTube, which was like probably like 2 years ago or something like that. And a lot of the questions is, you know, I've been watching your videos and, you know, you're very inspiring and you're inspiring me to come out here on the road, but it might be something like, but I have a sick grandmother at home, so I was needing some advice on what you think, how I can do it, because I really do want to do trucking. Or I want to come out here on the road, but I have one child and I'm trying to figure out how to get around, you know, trying to, you know, be a parent but still do trucking. Or I want to come out here on the road, but I have a cat at home, and I know that's probably don't mean much to you, but I really love my cat. Or I want to come out here on the road, but I have 2 dogs at home, and I'm trying to figure out how to work around having somebody be home, you know, with my dogs and wash my house and my car. And I'm trying to figure out how to get my bills paid while I'm in training. Because obviously when you get out of training, you know, you start your full pay of whatever that company pays. So, like I said, the title gonna be Plan for Hardship in Trucking, because when you first come out here and you pretty much coming out here from scratch with no mentor, no know-how, not knowing like literally zero about trucking, you better believe your first, I would say minimum, at least your first year, you're gonna have to be OTR. You're gonna have to, because that's what it's gonna generally require to get your foot into being home every day, unless you luck up and find a company that'll hire you 3 months to sometimes 6 months, maybe 10 months. Like, you have those companies that will take you on with just 3 months to 6 months experience to where you're home every day, but they're not like plentiful. So in order for you to have plentiful opportunities, is at a minimum of a year. But if you get 2 years in the game, you really can go anywhere, especially if you kept your CSA score clean, meaning like a CSA score is the equivalent to a DMV motor vehicle record, like your regular driver's license. So if you keep your CSA score clean, like no major accidents, you know, no speeding tickets, moving violations, DUIs, whatever, just clean, you know, keep it clean. You keep a clean record and you got 2 years, man, you so freaking valuable. So, like I said, you know, always plan ahead, because you have to be away from home starting out in your career. That's hard, you know, that's a sacrifice in itself, especially if you are a single mother. Even if you're not a single mother or a single father, you know, even if you married, that's even worse, because not only are you away from your kids, now you're away from the person that you love. So you have to pretty much leave them to care for your children that, you know, that y'all both love. So either way, if you come out here married or single, you know, it's hard. But it's even worse when you come out here single, because now you're trying to hunt down nannies, or you trying to hunt down family members that's willing to help you, or you trying to hunt down just somebody that you can trust with your things, with your kids. You trying to figure out somebody that you can just trust, even with stuff as simple as your mail. That's how bad thing. I mean, since I've been out here, y'all, and y'all know I always tell the truth, this has been no cakewalk for me at all. There's a lot of times that I've actually cried because I didn't know what my next step was going to be, even though I seen it in my head what it should be, but it wasn't working out that way. So there's a lot of times where I thought for sure that I was going to have to turn this key in like right now. Like, as many times, even when I was with Prime, where I was like, I called them and say, hey, how can I turn this truck in? Because, you know, my family situation is really not working out. And the more that people see that you need them, sometimes, because, you know, every now and then, some people do got great families where they'll just have your back no matter what, like ride or die, friends and family. But then there's some people like myself where a lot of the people that I've been coming in contact with for help, they just been dogging me. So, you know, a lot of times when success comes, and if you do everything right in trucking, you can be very successful. So when success comes, you know, so a lot of people get envious of that, you know, especially if they're not doing what you're doing, or they're not making the money you making. They start pocket watching. So a lot of the times people that will have your kids, I'm just using my situation, that have your kids, they want to try to have your whole paycheck if they could. Like for me, whoever watches my children, you know, I try to set up a payment plan or agreement. Okay, well, since you watch my kids, you know, what do you want in exchange? Like how much a week, you know, what bill should I pay, this, that, and the third. But then, you know, the people that I've been dealing with, they be so much in their pride and feelings, or I don't know if it's game or what, but they never wanted to set up an agreement. So when things hit the fan, it's like, well, you not paying me, you ain't paying me enough, or this, that, and the third. But I just asked you what did you want for the agreement, so you're not giving me nothing to go on. So I feel like, you know, you're using that. So when you feel like you want to add a high dollar, you can get it because you're trying to act like I'm not trying to do my part, when indeed I am. You just giving me a hard way about it. So when it comes with people and your children, that can definitely be hard, especially if they're not the other biological parent, or they're not true family members that truly got your back. And then as far as like your animals can be the same thing like, you know, your children, because a lot of people, first of all, don't even care about animals. Most people could care if your animal died, dropped dead today, or they probably could care if your animal didn't eat for 10 years. They'd probably starve your animal. And I'm even dealing with that. Like my dogs, you know, nobody seems to take care of my stuff the way I want to. That's why I throw little phrases out there. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this truck, or I don't know how long I'll be able to do trucking, because at the end of the day, there's been so much you can take. So that's why I said you have to plan for the hardship, because when you got to have help to get to where you're going, it's not going to always be easy when you have to have business dealings with somebody, because obviously it's a business. I'm dealing with you to help me with what I need you to help me with. You dealing with me for me to pay you for your services. So we have to be on one accord in order for it not to be bickering and battering or fighting and this and that. Like, you know, I'm here to pay you. You here to help me out. You know, it's a win-win situation. Whatever you need, here you go. Here you go, what you need. So I mean, it's really per situation, per person, per mindset of that situation, because everybody's situation is different. But if you one of them people that needs a lot of help to get to where you're going, first of all, I would suggest that you let your kids get old enough, at least get past 15 and above before you come out here, so it can be a little bit easier on you. I really would recommend that, so that it'd be a lot easier. And if it's an animal thing, try to take your animal on the truck if you only got one. Maybe if you even got two, because I have 2 dogs, and I've had both my dogs on this truck many a times, even though it can be a pain because they shed. Sometimes they stink no matter how much you wipe them down. But if you really love your animals that much, make sure you get with a company that has a great rider policy, because every company don't allow animals on their truck. They don't even allow you to drive family members. Like XPO, I was thinking about going to XPO, you know, a ways back, and they don't want you to have nobody or nothing on their truck. Like, their rider policy really sucks. So when you get with a company, that's one question to ask. How is your rider policy? Am I able to have pets on the truck? Am I able to drive family members on the truck? And it don't even matter if you lease a company, because XPO, they had that policy for whether you was leased or company. So I'm like, no, if I'm paying for my truck, you telling me what I can and can't have on my truck, man, you got me jacked up, especially when it comes to a family member or a dog. I can see you was talking about, you know, weapons or something that I really shouldn't have, but a family member and a dog, bad enough we going through social issues out here, not being able to have a real social life. So the least you can allow me to have is a family member or an animal on my truck. So the way I would say try to plan ahead for your hardship is to foresee it. A lot of times, and I've been guilty for this, you want something so bad that you jump in feet first without really thinking about what could happen if this happened, if that happened. That's part of being a good business person, because most business people, they have to think about the risk involved with their business plan. So that's the same thing when you getting into trucking, because trucking is a big leap. That's a big choice to choose. So you have to do risk management. If I get into trucking, most likely I'm gonna have to be gone away from home for weeks, maybe a couple months at a time. So what are the risks involved if I'm gone? And a lot of times the things to consider, if you have a car, who's going to watch your car for those weeks that you're gone? Because if a car is sitting for weeks on end, the tires can go flat, you know, weather damage. Sometimes people can sideswipe your car from it sitting for so long. It might even can get vandalized. So do you have a garage that you can leave your car in? Or maybe you can rent a U-Haul storage or a storage of some sort, to where, you know, they can watch your car, or you can leave it with a family member that can start it up, you know, drive it around the block a couple times to keep the engine and stuff going while you're gone. So your car, if you have children, you know, you got to plan for people that might not have your best interest. They might not take care of your kids the way you do, or they might take care of your kids, but then they pocket watching to where they trying to take your car, take your money, take whatever they can get out of you. And if you don't give it to them, then y'all fussing and fighting like dogs and cats. So, okay, car, kids, and your house. If you rent or own a house, that's another thing that you need to consider for risk management. Because if you're going to be gone for weeks on end, you need to know that having nobody broken in, or, you know, hopefully, you know, you make sure you can have a way to get your mail for bills. But as far as bills, I have all my stuff set up online. So I can access just about any of my bills online. And what I do is, I mean, especially if you're a lease operator, the bill part, you should be used to that, because you're writing down your fixed costs and your variable costs, and your home bills is definitely a variable cost. So you want to have that written down anyway, and next to the price of how much that bill is and how often it's paid, like most likely you pay your bills once a month, you're going to write down the website, your username and password, so that at the beginning of the month or whenever you pay your bills, you just checking it. Okay, I paid that. Yeah, I paid that. Or you can use the vision board. That vision board helps out a lot. All right, so to conclude, you got to check your car. You got to have to plan for your car, your home, your children, and if you got pets. So, like I said, you could probably bring them with you if you get with the right company. So, yeah, man, just plan ahead. The more you plan, the more life can be a lot easier. You can't have a foolproof 100% plan, but to have some type of plan is better than having no plan. Because like I said, if you jump out here feet first, you might lose your mind, you might get depressed. Man, there's so many emotions that can follow from not having a plan or a blueprint put together when you come out here, whether you become a company driver or at least, it don't matter what you are. Trucking is a sacrifice. A lot of people, four-wheelers, you know, it's always them and us. So them is the four-wheelers, us is truck drivers. So four-wheelers have no clue what a typical OTR truck driver has to consider, go through, deal with us behind this wheel. They just look at us like, ooh, funky ass truck driver. No, I'm not just a funky ass truck driver. You don't know what the hell I'm going through out here. Half the time I ain't gonna say but yeah, fuck that. Half the time I don't be knowing if I'm coming or going sometimes. I be like, man, am I making the right decision? I come this far, I'm ready to quit. I'm sick of this. I'm tired of trucking. Should I stick with it? I'm almost there. It's so many feelings that just surround, it be just cloudy. You don't know if you're coming or going, and it's going to get like that sometimes. But if it's really your passion right here to just be behind this wheel, making your bank, then stick with it. Stick with it until you can't stick with it no more, and have all your apples with your apples and all your oranges with your oranges. Stop mixing all your apples with bananas and bananas with your pears. Try to keep everything in the same basket, so that way you can manage it a lot easier. So I figure I dropped this one, and I'm gonna drop another one because I got a short trip today. I'm gonna make sure that the next freaking video is gonna be about the escrow, because I've been promising the escrow video, but like I said, those type of stuff, I have to sit down and get all professional and all that stuff. So stuff like this, you know, I'm just spitting off the top of my head, so this is too easy to do. But I promise you, after I finish my miles, I will sit down and I'm gonna get all professional on y'all. I'm like, yes, you're supposed to look at plan A and plan B, because this on that scroll disc, it holds that and it holds this. Yes, and this is how you do it. So yes, hallelujah. All right, y'all, let me detach from this empty. But yeah, I hope I answered the question to the best of my ability. But yes, plan A, plan B through Z. So all right, y'all, time is the essence. I'm making better time of it. I'm about to get on this road to the next load. So deuces.